Good morning, TikTok. Good morning. Get up and move that body this morning. Welcome back to the Daily Bite live stream podcast. We are here every single morning at 10 a.m. except on Sundays. We're here at 1 p.m. on Sundays. Get up and move that body, everyone. Let's get to moving this morning. This is your 10 a.m. wake up call. We've got a conversation today. Come on in. Move that body this morning. We are here for the first 1 to 2 minutes. Good morning, Sassy Mimi. Good morning. Welcome. Get up and move that body. First couple of minutes when we first come in, we are moving that body. America Fords. Look at me. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Keela. Thank you for joining. Make sure you're following your host this morning. Today's topic is going to dive deep. So come on in and let's have this conversation this morning. It's cold out this morning, guys. Cold, cold, cold. We are sitting at 23 degrees and we were at 14 around 4 o'clock this morning. Is it cold out your way? Good morning, everyone. Come into the chat. Say hello. Get up and move that body this morning. It's a Tuesday, 10 a.m. Get moving. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Have this conversation with us today on the Daily Bite. Remember, you can shape the Daily Bite topics. All you have to do is go up to showmenourish.com and choose your topic package. How would you like to come in and chat with us on the Daily Bite? What topic? What topic do you want to talk about on the Daily Bite regarding health and wellness? Or maybe you would like to have a coaching session out here on the Daily Bite. Go ahead, schedule your day and time. Come on in, make that happen. Make sure you're engaging with your host this morning, following. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. McCalls, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Is everybody full of energy and ready to move this morning? Let's move that body. Get that adrenal and lymph system going. Get it draining. Get it pushing through. Get the heart pumping. Get the blood moving. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Misfit Highway. How are you this morning? Say hello in the comments. Make sure you are engaging and following your host this morning. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Daily Bite podcast, where we talk about health and wellness. We're here to provide healing, treating, and preventing of illness and disease. So let's go ahead and get this morning's topic underway as I move this out of my way this morning. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Welcome, welcome. So today's topic, we're talking about something that is hitting people hard right now. So you know me, I'm always going to be very honest, very open, very clear with everyone when we have these conversations. We're going to talk today about why you keep getting sick back to back. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Sahid. Good morning, Shirley. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back and being with us. Make sure you're following and engaging with your host today. So be a part of the conversation. All right, guys. So you start to feel better, right? Good morning, Lisa. And then boom, it happens. You're down again. Why is this happening, right? Or someone in your house is feeling well, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're down again. Why does this keep happening? Good morning, Lynn. Thanks for being here. Good morning, Mo. Make sure you're engaging and following your host this morning, guys. We're talking about why do you keep getting sick back to back, all right? And that's our topic for today. All right, guys, make sure you're sharing this out with everyone. You never know who needs to hear this, so make sure you're sharing it out. Good morning, Mr. Baba King. Good morning. Make sure you're following and engaging with your host. Or maybe you've got someone living in a constant state of where you just don't fully feel well, right? It happens. We've got multiple instances that we can speak about here, and we're going to get this conversation started. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Have you been sick more than once this winter already? Yes, no, put it in the comments. Have you been sick more than once already this winter? Good morning, Harley. Good morning, Lazy Mom Diana. Good morning, Words to Fire. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, TJ. Good morning, Brown Eyed Girl. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Sometimes I'm afraid to shout out because I do not know if I say it correctly, have it correctly, or what exactly you're trying to say in your name. All right. All right, guys. Good morning, Brianna. All right. Did everybody catch this morning's Daily Bite tidbit, the one that comes out in the morning at 9 a.m.? Did you catch that this morning? Because that is our topic for today. I always put out a little educational piece at 9 a.m. for everyone. Good morning, Bubbles. Good morning, Rishi. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning, Wendy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Did everybody catch this morning's 9 a.m. Daily Bite? The little bite of education that I give to tell you what today's topic's going to be. So I always do that. Every morning, you have a little daily bite that comes out at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. on the East Coast, and then at 10 a.m. on the Central side, 11 a.m. on the East Coast side, I come out live for the live stream podcast, always giving you the opportunity to know our topic, to know who we're shouting out, to know who's sponsoring us today. All of that is in your 9 a.m. Daily Bite. All right, so good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. Make sure you're following and engaging your host this morning. All right, so today's topic is you keep getting sick back to back. Why is that happening? Make sure you got your hydration. Because remember, on this podcast, we exercise 3 times during this 45 minutes that we're here. Good morning, Bella. Good morning. We just started out our first round. We'll do our next round here in just a little bit. I take a break. We do a 2-minute dance workout, and then we get right back to the conversation. All right, guys. So have you been sick more than once already this winter? If you have, please say hi. Please say good morning. Please be conversational. Drop that in the comments. Have you been sick more than once so far this winter? Yes or no? Have you been sick more than once already this winter? Yes or no? Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Jeannie. Good morning, Haven. I've already got the lymph system draining. It's a going. Let's grab another drink before we start the rest of this conversation. All right, everyone. Let's talk some truth this morning because most people think that this means their immune system, if they've been sick back to back, that their immune system is weak. I'm going to enlighten you today. We got some education today coming. Good morning, Roland. Thanks for being here. Engage with your host this morning. Make sure you're following me. We are here every single morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Remember, I give you a daily bite at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. on the East Coast so that you know what that podcast is going to be for today, the topic is going to be for the day. And you have an opportunity to shape this podcast in its entirety as far as how you would like today's topic to be. So if you would like to have your topic actually discussed out here and be a part of that conversation, go up there to showmenourish.com, choose your topic that you would like to speak upon, your day, your time, and come on in and be a part of this podcast. Good morning, Dustin. Good morning, babe boy. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. All right, so we're talking about being sick back to back. And again, the truth of it is that most people believe that this means that their immune system is shot, it's down, it's weak, it's tanked, all the above, right? But what I see over and over again is this. Your immune system isn't weak, it's overloaded, okay? It's just overloaded. So let's talk about that. And what we're breaking down today, what we're going to be talking today is why you keep getting sick back to back, even when you feel like you're doing all the healthy things. So this is going to be based on the fact that you're doing all the things, and yet you're still coming down ill back to back with each other. A cold may have really taken hold of you. Sore throat may still be sticking around. That croupy cough may still be here after 14 days, and you're thinking, gosh, my immune system is just so tanked. But it's really not. It's overloaded. Let's talk about that. Good morning, Isa. Good morning, Delectic. Good morning, everyone. Let's talk about the real reason, the recovery process isn't really, happening here. So let's start with the obvious things, okay? Winter is high exposure season. It really is. We stay inside a lot. We don't go out much. And when we do, then we're exposed. And we haven't really protected that immune system, right? We're more indoors. We're more around the germs time. It's a germy season. It just really is. And kids are your most germs of all. Less sunlight during this time frame, less movement during the winter. But that's not the whole story, okay? Let's talk about the whole. We're going to encapsulate all of this, all right? So here's what I want you to notice today, okay? When you're sick, your body needs more support, right? It needs the bone broth. It needs that healing time, right? More fluids. We need to push more fluids. We need to have more of nourishment coming into the body. More nourishment, more hydration, and you need more stability during this time frame, okay? Most people actually do the complete opposite of what I just said. All right, so when we get sick back to back, we need more nourishment, we need more hydration, and we need more stability, more support. But what we actually do, we do completely opposite of that. Now, why do we do that? Because we go into survival, okay? We just want to get through it. So we're just going to try and survive this. We skip meals, we graze, we live on quick carbs, we live on convenience, all right? We don't feel like cooking. Good morning, James. Good morning, Schmidt. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Pika. Good to see you. All right, we don't feel like cooking. We don't feel like chewing, right? We're miserable. We're just like, gosh, can we just get this over with? And we grab that convenience because that's what's simple. It's easy. Now, yesterday we talked all about convenience, okay? And if you want to catch that podcast, go back to YouTube, Show Me Nourish, subscribe there, get all the latest podcasts. Good morning, William. Good morning, Emil. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We're talking about being sick back to back and why that happens. All right, so let me ask you this, everyone. When you're sick or run down, do you eat more real food or less real food? Does everybody know what I'm talking about? If you've been here before and you've been engaging with me, you know what real food really is. And you know what not eating real food really is. So let me take a moment here to introduce myself and let me give you a little tidbit of education. So my name is Michelle Rawls. I am a licensed nutritionist, a licensed nurse. I am also a certified diabetic education specialist, and I am a certified menopause coach. None of that really matters to you, right? You just want to know how in the world did you come to be to do this and be here. So back in 2000, I was diagnosed with chronic lymphocytic leukemia. And from 2000 to 2014, I lived a complete Western medicine world, right? I'm a nurse. I'm understanding that doctors are our saviors, right? In 2014, I collapsed on the nursing floor and was taken to the hospital. Once they got me all set up and ran a few little tests and did some things, they came back and said, you know what, Michelle, there's just nothing more we can do for you. There's absolutely nothing more we can do for you. We've done everything we know to do. The best thing that we can do right now is place you on palliative care, and then we'll transition you to hospice care. Michelle, you really need to just make funeral arrangements and take that burden off of your family. Now, that was what I was told on January 14th, 2014. Yes. Good afternoon, Maddie. Good afternoon, Little Richard. Good to see you guys. Make sure you're engaging and following your host today. All right, guys. So let me tell you what happened at that point. If you're new here, this is my story. If you're not new here, you've heard this many times. So I ripped my IV out of my arm, and I tell them that I want my AMA paperwork. What is AMA paperwork? AMA is against medical advice. You never have to stay in the hospital, be treated by anybody if you do not so choose, if you do not believe what is going on to be correct, if you feel deep down in your gut, go with your gut, that something's not right, get out of there, sign out AMA, and be done. You can do that. So I told them I wanted my AMA paperwork. After I ripped out my IV, I threw my husband was so sweet. He took my 19 medications, wrapped them up in a Walmart bag, tied them up really tight, and it just happened to be sitting beside me, and I grabbed it, and I threw it at the 5 doctors, and I said, I'm out of here. God will either save me or he'll take me. We're here 11 years later, and I'm completely cancer-free. Absolutely. All through real food. Okay, guys? Not food in the grocery stores, real food. So real food, what is that? That is farm to table, soil to table food. That is what real food is. Not food you're buying in the grocery stores. Okay? So, good morning, Just Tim. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure you're engaging and following your host this morning. All right, so soil to table food. That is real food. I have spent the past 11 years helping over thousands of people to heal, to treat, and to prevent chronic illness and disease. And I also have spent the past 11 years creating a document that is loaded with every farmer that I can possibly get my hands on. There's more out there. There's more, and I'm looking for them every single day. Who are regenerative farmers, who are organic farmers, grass-fed farmers, and I show you how to tap into those resources and receive real farm-to-table food, okay? So that is how I help people heal, treat, and prevent chronic illness and disease. Good morning. Is it Marisol? Good morning, Marisol. Good to see you. Good morning, Juju. Good morning, everyone. Make sure you're engaging and following your host. Today we're talking about being sick back to back and why is that happening? Why is it this winter you feel like you just cannot get over whatever it is that is trying to take you down? Why is that happening? So, the question that I just asked everyone, are you sick or run down? When you're sick and ran down, are you using real food or are you pulling food from the stores and hoping that that heals and treats and prevents? Good morning, Dean. Good morning, Peppa. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, everyone. Make sure you're engaging and following your host. Good morning, Susan. All right, so with that being said, let's take a pause and let's get a little motivation going on here. Here's what I want you to think about while we are taking our next break: to dance, to move around our chair, to move around our dining room table, to go outside and walk as long as it's not cold. It's freezing here. The loo is freezing today. All right, I want you to think about this. What do you usually eat when you're sick? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. We're going to dance for the next 2 minutes, or we're going to walk, whatever you are capable of doing at this time. All right. So let me get over here. I've got my lymph system moving today. Let me tell you what, guys. All right. We must be in the ballads today because I'm not all for the ballads today. I'm ready to really dance and move it out. Aren't you guys? So Journey pops up. I must have picked the wrong one today. All right, let's do this today, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get to moving. Get that body going. Good morning, everyone. What do you use when you're sick? Is it soup? Is it crackers? Do you drink the Gatorade? Put them in the comments. What are you using whenever you do not feel well and you're sick or run down? Put it in the comments and let's spend the next 2 minutes working it out. Let's go, guys. Here we go. What to say, I'm saying anyway. Move those arms, move those legs, get that body pumping, get it moving. Let's get that lymph system draining this morning. Rain on me. All right, guys, I'm trying to get over here. Let's swipe left to close. Swipe left. All right, guys, give me just a second here. I do not know how to get this going. All right, guys, hold on. Swipe left to close. There we go. Might help if I know my left from my right. Come on, everyone. Let's dance and get the body moving. Sway those hips, move those arms. Get to moving this morning. We'll return back to the conversation once we've done our daily movement. We move 3 times throughout this podcast. Get that body moving, get that lymph system draining. Make sure you've got your hydration. And then we'll return back to the conversation. I asked a question. You should be putting it in the comments. When you're sick, what is it that you go to? You go to soup? You go to crackers? You go to Gatorade? What is it? Put it in the comments, everyone. What is it that you utilize whenever you are sick? Move that body. I don't care if you walk around your couch, walk around your recliner, walk around your dining room table. Get that body moving today. You do this 3 times a day. Watch your body completely change. Just take 10 minutes out of the day. Move the body. Good morning, Truth. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, MVP. Thanks for being back, MVP Lee. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're engaging and following your host. Take on me. All right, guys, let's get back to our conversation this morning. Back-to-back sickness. Why is that happening? What is it we are not doing right? I asked you before we took the break, what do you usually eat when you're sick? Are you utilizing soup, crackers, toast, Gatorade, fast food? Does that feel like it comforts you? What is it you're utilizing? Put it in the comments so that we can let's know what you're utilizing. Get in here, be engaging. Guys, if you're here and you're just scrolling through and you're not being engaging, why are you here? Why are you stopping by? What is it that you're getting and not getting? Put it in the comments. What is it that you're stopping in for, but you're not following, you're not engaging? Why are you here? Let me know. Drop that in the comments. There's no shame here, none whatsoever. It's just you come in, you watch, you pay attention, but you're not being engaging. Some of you come in after the podcast and then you'll join in and you'll follow. But be in here, be engaging, because this is how I can help you. When you're engaging and you're having these conversations, I can help you better when you're here. All right. Again, you can shape the podcast topics. You can go up to showmenourish.com and you can choose the topic that we have for the day. You can also choose to be a part of the topic. Be here, be on the podcast, be with us. You can also choose to have a coaching session here. While you're, here, we can do a coaching session with you. We can get this, out here, get you going, get you moving in a right direction. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Emma. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start our second part to our podcast today. Healthy isn't the same as supported. All right. What does that even mean, right? All right. So here's where people get a little confused. They say, Michelle, I eat pretty healthy. I hear this a lot, a lot. Oh, I eat pretty healthy. I've been eating so much better since, and they'll tell their story, right? Good morning, John. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning. But let's talk about pretty healthy. With inconsistent timing and high stress, this still produces the immunity to struggle. Okay, your immune system is still struggling. If we're not getting everything in alignment, we're still going to struggle. All right. Good morning. Good morning, GUS. Good morning. All right. Okay. Because immunity is not just about food quality. Okay. Let me explain to you what immunity is all about. It's about being consistent. It's about a good digestion system. It's about your blood sugars being stable. It's about your stress levels being stable. And it's about your sleep quality. All right. All of these need to be in alignment. Good morning, Mary. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please make sure you're engaging and being a follower of your host today. All right. So even if your meals are technically healthy, okay, what you consider healthy, if your body is running on stress and inconsistency to your immune system, guess what? Here we go. It stays on the defense. Your immune system is constantly on the defense because you do not have consistency in your diet. You do not have proper digestion going on. You do not have your blood sugars stable. You're spiking them. And let me talk about that just really quickly. Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, Edwin. Good morning. Good morning, Kyle. So whenever you're spiking, welcome back, Kyle. Thanks for joining us. Please make sure you're engaging and following your host today, everybody. When you do not have a consistent diet that is good and healthy, when you don't have proper digestion, when you don't have proper blood sugar stability, and I'm talking about spiking it, okay, all the time. Because if you constantly spike, that pancreas cannot take it over a period of time. It will just basically, lack of better terms, it'll just explode. And then all of a sudden, you are now insulin resistant because you're constantly spiking. If you wake up in the morning and you're putting sugar directly into the body, you're literally spiking that insulin immediately. That pancreas is going into boom, overload. Okay. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Butterfly. Here's the thing, guys. The consistency in that, if you're doing that every morning, is literally going to shut that pancreas down, make you insulin resistant, and now you're diabetic because you're constantly spiking. It can only take so much. And over time, as you age, and you may think you're good now, but not everybody is capable of keeping that up. Good morning, Dan. And that is the reason why we have so much discussion over diabetes. You know, years ago, I'll be 54 in March, and I can remember back in my early childhood never even knowing what diabetes was. I knew my grandfather was diabetic, but I had no idea what that was or even how it occurred, why it occurred, how did he, have it, why did he have it? And then you learn as time goes on. Well, he had it because he wouldn't keep his weight under control. He constantly ate junk. He was always spiking blood sugar by what he ate and what he drank. And he was consistent with it throughout his early lifetime. He was very consistent with what he did. And so it was inevitable that he would get diabetes for sure. The pancreas just boom, it was done. It had it. It was shot. And this is what happens in today's world. This is what we've got going on. We're still continuing to do it. And we think, oh, we've got the medicine out here, to get us, back where we need to be. Medicine was never meant for long-term use. never meant for long-term use. That is why God put food on this earth, for us to use it to heal, to treat ourselves. That's what he put it here for. All right, guys, so I want to say this again. You can eat healthy foods and still be undernourished. You can eat healthy foods and still be undernourished. Okay? Good morning, Ty. Good morning. Welcome back and thank you for being here. Make sure you're following your host this morning and engaging everyone. All right, so when stress is high, digestion is slower. All right, let's put this into the proper mindset. So when your stress is high, your esophageal lining, your coming on down into that stomach where all of that has to filter through the pancreas and all of that, it starts slowing down when the stress is high. Okay, this is why we get GERD. This is why we have spikes in blood sugars, because what we're putting in is not the proper food. It's not the right nourishment. All right, absorption of that food goes way down, way down. Good morning, Dee. Good morning. And when all of this occurs, you have a rise in inflammation. So now you're increasing your disease process because the stress is so high. Are you following in this conversation today? Your back-to-back sickness is due to those key elements that I said above: consistency in your diet, digestion in the process of what and how you're eating, your blood sugar instability, your stress levels being so high, and you're in the low quality of sleep. We'll just say it that way. All right. So if those things are not in alignment, then you have the following process. Stress is high, digestion is slow, absorption is really slow, not happening pretty much, and inflammation then is on the rise, which is now causing a disease process. What that disease process is depends on your body, right? Depends on what you're putting into it as to how it's occurring. So this is why people are continuously getting sick over and over and over again. And this is how we develop a disease process, by not being in our consistent patterns. All right, so how can we learn more about what I'm talking about today? I offer a program called the Daily Plate. Currently, you can lock that program in for $27 a month over the next 12 months. You have until January 31st to do that. All you have to do is go up to showmenourish.com, click on the Daily Plate, and sign up. It's that simple. $27 a month. You get recipes, nutrition plans tailored for you. There's 2 doctors in my VIP group, which you're a part of at that point, so you can speak with them if there's something above and beyond what I can do for you. You also have daily check-ins. You will partner with a person for accountability. You will enjoy every moment. We have so much fun, so much. That community is amazing. There's so much love. There's so much support in that community. It's absolutely, it's very breathtaking in so many ways. I cannot get over my OGs here at Show Me Nourish, just how much they have learned, how much they've really stepped up and really come to the table. So like I said, you can be a part of the Daily Plate. Good morning, Mr. James Craig Miles. How are you this morning? It's good to see you. All right, everyone. Like I said, you can learn more, have more one-on-one attention with me every Friday, 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. on the East Coast, and be a part of the Daily Plate. Get those nutrition plans, get those recipes, partner up for your accountability, and have those 2 doctors in the group that can be here for you above and beyond what I can do for you. Good morning, Jimmy C. Good to see you back this morning. Thank you for being here. All right, everyone, we're talking about being sick back to back. Why is that happening, and how can you stop it? How can you nourish the body? What do you need to get into an alignment in order to make that happen? Remember, I offer the Daily Plate every Friday, 11 a.m. Central. You can lock that in for $27 a month for the next 12 months. You must do that by January 31st. Go to showmenourish.com, click on Daily Plate. Go ahead and sign up today. Good morning, Mia. Good to have you back. Remember, that's daily nourishment and guidance. That's weekly coaching. You have 1 hour every week that we meet on Zoom. You also have structure that supports the body consistently, which is what we need, right? All right, let's talk about gut immune health, right? That connection between the body and everything else, okay? All right, so let's talk about the part that everybody ignores. We always ignore this. I don't know why we ignore it, but we do. So a big part of our immune system function, is tied to your gut. We all know that the gut is the second brain. We know this. I'd like to think of the gut as the first brain. It works better because when I talk about this in the daily plate, when I speak upon the gut, I go in very great length and detail as to how that gut actually, very much so, is the whole center to the body, right? It controls everything. So if you want to know more about that, jump into our daily plate, get into that conversation with us, learn what your body is telling you, because your body is giving you signs and signals every single day of what it's feeling, how it's feeling, what it needs, why it needs it, all the above. So if your gut is irritated, inflamed, inconsistent, or constantly reacting to the convenience foods that you're giving it, your immune system has a resilience. Okay, it's dropping. It is. So again, if the gut is consistently irritated, inflamed, inconsistently fed, not properly nourished, your immune system resilience, it drops. Good morning, Locke. Good to see you. Good morning, Elle. Good morning. So again, I don't diagnose anyone. That's the doctor's job. I work with your doctor. People have asked me, do you work with the doctor? Yes, I work with your doctors. You release that information to me. I go over all your labs. I am lab certified. I go through them. I work with you and your doctor to get you back to a healthier state, reducing those medications and getting you to where you're utilizing food and not the medication. Okay? All right. There is a pattern that I see consistently. Okay? When people live on convenience, when they live on ultra processed foods, sugar spikes, inconsistent meals, the gut is being very much so under stress. It is very much stress pressured. Okay? And stress in the gut, guess what that does? That produces inflammation. It causes fatigue. It causes immune instability. Again, being sick back to back like we have been. And it also causes a very slow recovery time. Hence the reason why it's taking 14 to 20 days to get better once that flu virus has actually moved out of the system, because it's not technically 100% out of the system. It's affected other things. And that's why there's a 14 to 20-day window of recovery from the flu currently. Good morning, Carolina. Good morning. And I'm giving you all the details today about how you can recover this body, get it back on track. And if you want more support, you can join our daily plate at showmenourish.com. So I have a question for you guys this morning before we go into our next part of dancing it out. All right, guys, so get ready to exercise. Get yourself in place because we're getting ready to go back to it. Your question: do you notice your digestion gets worse in the winter? Make sure you're engaging with your host today, everyone. Bloating, constipation, acid reflux, irregularity are all of these things that you've noticed, any of these that you've noticed during the winter time. Good morning, Dolores. Good morning, Irene. Good morning. I'm going to leave you with that question as we step into our third and last workout round. All right, let's get to moving. Like I said, I don't care if you move around your couch, walk around your chair, walk around your dining room table. If it's warm where you live, go outside and walk. Take this with you. And let's get moving. Here we go. Move that body. Get to moving, everybody. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We are in our last and final round of actually moving the body. Sorry, everyone. Hold on just a second here. I hit the wrong button. Apologize. Here we go. Let's move. Get that body moving this morning. Move that body. Get that lymph system moving this morning. Make sure you got your hydration with you too. Don't miss that. Get that body moving this morning. Good morning, Virginia. Good morning. Make sure you're engaging and following your house. Get up and move that body this morning, everyone. Let's go. Last one for the day. Move that body. Get it moving. All you gotta do is move those arms, move those legs. I don't care how you move it. I don't care how silly you think you are. You're in your own home. You're in your own place. Get to moving. Get to moving that body. Guys, I even put a video out yesterday. Go check it out. How you can be in your office and how you can do some simple movements over a very short period, 3 times a day while you're in your office. If you're an office worker, go check that out. I showed you how you can move that body. Get yourself moving in that direction. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Virginia, for all the hearts. I appreciate you so much. Good morning, Howard. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure you're engaging and following your host this morning. We are dancing it up this morning. Last one before we leave our podcast this morning. Get that body moving. All right, everyone. Thank you for being such a great sport with us every time we're here. Every single morning. You can join me back every morning, 10 a.m., except on Sundays because I do go to church. So it's 1 o'clock on Sundays, guys. But Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m., I'm live right here joining you, giving you a tidbit of education towards your health, something you can shift and do today to change your health, make it easier, healthier for you, give you a habit you can start. Good morning, Rodriguez. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Miss Sherry. Good morning. Thanks for joining us and being back. So before we went into our last movement round, I asked you, do you notice your digestion gets worse during the wintertime? More bloating, more constipation, more irritability, more reflux, more irregularity. Good morning, Apple user. Oh, thank you so much for being back with us. Thank you for being here. Say good morning, everyone. And again, do you notice during the wintertime that these things come into play? Like I said, you can still be eating what you believe to be the healthiest and still have a very unhealthy body. Let me talk about that for a few minutes, okay, guys? So there are 4 tests that I can run for any of my clients. And when you come in, you usually come in with a test, in hand. It comes to you at your home, so I don't have to be with you at any point in time. It gets sent to your home. You can do it within your home. You can find out just how well your supplements are working. Everybody's got some type of supplement they're on these days, some type of company they're with, something that they're using out there in the world. And they keep saying, oh, I feel better, I feel healthy, I know I'm healthier, blah, blah, blah. The doctor says, and yet I've got 4 tests that can show you exactly whether you are or not, whether those supplements are working for you or not working for you, whether they're really helping your body be healthier or not. We have our balance test, which shows just how well you're actually doing in the health department. We have our gut health test to check that gut out, which is what we're talking about today, right here. We have a vitamin D test, and we have an HbA1c test. So we have all of these tests available. They come to your home. You can do them within your home. Good morning, Angel. Good to see you this morning. Yeah, it's as simple as poking your finger, putting a couple of drops of blood on the paper, sending it off, and in 7 days, you'll know whether you're really as healthy as you believe you are or whether those supplements are really doing their job. It will tell you. All right, so let's move forward. Let me get a drink really quickly as we round up our podcast for today. Remember, you can actually shape the podcast topic for each and every day. Go into showmenourish.com. Sign up for what day, what time, your topic. choose one of those packages and come on in and you be the topic for that day, right? It'll promote you. It will speak upon you. It'll talk about your TikTok page. Exactly. It has everything. All the details. ShowMeNourish.com. Go up there. Grab your package. Be with us. Choose your day. All right. So why is rest not enough when we don't feel well? Good morning, Bell Bell. Good to see you. Good morning, Ollie. Thanks for joining us. I got my lymph system moving this morning. The sinuses are draining. It does it every morning when we're here. It's winter. It is what it is. But I have not been sick. I have been very well. So why is that? Because I eat real food. I eat real food, soil to table food, guys. All right. So people say, I'm resting. I'm resting all the time. I'm, constantly able to drop at the hat and fall asleep. So I know I'm resting. But are you resting? Are you really resting? Because here's what recovery actually needs. These are the building blocks to recovery. All right, guys? Nourishment, hydration, protein, and minerals. Good morning, Lowry. Good to see you. Consistent meals. Consistent meals. And it really should say consistent nourished meals. That's what I really should say. All right. Simple, real food. Simple, real food. These are the building blocks to you recovering and recovering well from being ill. Nourishment, hydration. Yes, I'm repeating these. Protein and minerals. Write it down. Whatever you need to do, or catch this on a replay on YouTube at Show Me Nourish. Consistent meals. You need to be consistent in your nourishment, okay? And simple, real food. Remember, if you need to get your hands on a local farmer, find out how you can get soil to table food, reach out. Get on my calendar. I have a free discovery call with anyone and everyone, because that brings me now to the topic of my one-on-one program. Good morning, Thoroughly Amused. Good morning. All right, so I have a one-on-one program, but not everybody qualifies for this program, okay? I'm very serious. I only take selected people because I only work with people who are chronically with illness, disease, okay? So if you're a diabetic, high blood pressure, lupus, Crohn's, cancer, things like that, some type of disease process, that is who qualifies for my one-on-one program. All right. So you can go in to showmenourish.com. You can click on Life Reclaimed, and you can choose a day and time to come in after you fill out the form, and we can talk about your root problem. Okay. Because what I do here is work at the root of the problem. We get to the root of the problem. If we're not getting to the root of the problem, then we are not doing our body a service. We're not getting healthy. If we're just staying at the surface level and we're not diving in deep and we're not giving in to really learning why we do what we do or how we do what we do, then that turns around and keeps us from being nourished at the best and possible levels. Okay. Good morning, Cassie. Good morning. Good morning, Mara. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Make sure you're engaging and following your host. All right. So if your immune system is tanking, we talked about that yesterday. Go check that replay on YouTube, showmenourish.com. Make sure you subscribe. And you're getting sick repeatedly, okay? I want you to shift. And here's the question for today, okay? It's not what supplement should I take. We are overloaded with supplements. We are supplement fatigued. We talked about that yesterday. Go catch that on a replay at Show Me Nourish on YouTube. We are supplement fatigued. What is my body missing daily that it needs to recover? This is the question that you need to ask yourself. Good morning, Zena. Good morning. What is my body missing daily that it needs to recover? That's the question you need to be asking yourself today. I've given you several different ways to help yourself today. If you're coming in late, go check the replay on Show Me Nourish at YouTube. The answer is almost always I have yet to see this not be the case. In structure and nourishment, what are you committed to doing in your health today to make a change? Ask yourself. Good morning, Jake. Thanks for being back and joining us. Good morning, Billy. Good morning, everyone. Make sure you're engaging and following your host. Ask yourself this today. What is my body missing every day? What is my body missing every day that it needs to recover? Right? Today's topic, back-to-back sickness. Why is this happening? I gave you every aspect of why it's happening, and I've given you every aspect of how to heal it today. If you're coming in late, go check this on a replay. YouTube, Show Me Nourish. Go to Show Me Nourish. Good morning. Good morning, Robert. Good to see you this morning. All right, guys. So again, I talked about my Life Reclaim program. If you're wanting a one-on-one with me, not everybody qualifies for that, okay? Like I said, I work with those individuals who are chronically ill, those who have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, some type of disease process. I work with a lot of cancer patients. I have a lot of cancer patients that I work with. Some of them are in my weekly program. Some of them are in my one-on-one program. And my one-on-one program is called Life Reclaimed. You can go to showmenourish.com. You click on Life Reclaimed. You can fill out the form. You can schedule a time to meet with me. We'll talk about it. But I promise you, if you're just here to lose weight, nope, not me. Not me. All right. What does that even look like? What does that conversation in your head even look like when you say that? I want to lose 20 pounds. What does that look like? Who are you when you're 20 pounds off? What does that look like to you? Does that look like the red dress you're going to wear? Does that look like the bikini you're going to wear? What does that look like? And what is the root cause of that thought process as to why that is your only thought, that 20 pounds is all you need to lose, or 30 or 40 or 50, whatever the case may be? That's not the conversation. Losing weight is not the conversation. There are habits that have been formed. There are emotions that have been in play that have not been dealt with, that have not even been tapped into. You've allowed those conversations to take place, and you've justified those conversations. And then you come up and you say, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds. How did we get to that point? What was the mindset behind that? It's a completely different conversation. So like I said, I am very specific to what I do. I am not for everyone. Okay? But what I do, you meet success as long as you're willing to make those changes. Okay? This is what I love about the health and wellness world, the dietitians and nutritionists that I'm with. It's so interesting because people come back and they'll be like, oh, well, I didn't, I just didn't, I didn't meet success in that program. I didn't meet success over here. I didn't meet success over there. You made a choice to not follow the program. You made a choice to either do or not do. There is a mindset shift that must happen in order for you to be healthy, stay healthy. It's a whole process. Being healthy is a journey. It is a journey. Guys, 14 years ago, I was 90 pounds heavier than I am today. I have kept 90 pounds off for 14 years. Why is that? Because my process works. That's why. Good morning, Team PK. So if you're ready to step into your health and really take action, go to showmenourish.com, choose either the daily plate or choose the Life Reclaim program. Like I said, not everybody qualifies for the Life Reclaim program, all right? And you can lock in the daily plate right now for $27 a month for the next 12 months. That gives you nutrition plans, recipes, my time, my coaching time, 1 hour every week. Gives you 2 doctors that you can reach out to at any point in time in the group to have above and beyond. They're holistic doctors. They are certified. All their credentials are in the group. You can take a look. Good morning, Manny. So if that's you and you're ready to step in, make it happen today, okay? I've given you every aspect today of what you can do right now. If you've been with the flu, if you've been with some type of COVID, if you've been with some type of illness, I've given you every aspect as to why it's happened. I've showed you what you need and how to get yourself there today. And for more support, for more education, for more coaching, you can come into my daily plate, or you can choose to check out the Life Reclaim program. All right, guys, so if you're getting sick back to back, Your immune system is not weak. It's overloaded and it is not supported. It is under supported. Okay. Your body doesn't need more pressure, doesn't need more stress. It needs daily support. That is what you need. Daily support. So we can get you back to loving life, having vitality, having those things you want. Run with those kids. I run with my grandchildren every day. I am going to be 54 years old. I have never felt better in my life. I wish I felt this way in my 30s that I feel today in my 50s. I'm running with an 8-year-old. I'm running with a 5-year-old. It is fascinating because I have 3 children and I could not even run with them during that time frame because I was too busy dealing with what doctors were trying to do, which was put me to the grave. So, if you're ready, today's the day to step in. All right, guys, that was your daily bite for today. Healing one bite at a time. I'll see you back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Bye.